In honor of National Law Day, let's talk about the most controversial and maybe the worst divorce laws in America and why it matters. In Mississippi, you can't get a no-fault divorce unless your spouse agrees. You heard that right. Even if you're being abused, if your spouse says no, you can't get a no-fault divorce. Instead, you have to prove fault, like adultery or habitual cruelty, and the legal bar is high. You're forced to stay married or go head to head in court with the very person that you're trying to leave. And in Florida, you can lose alimony for being in a supportive relationship. Florida recently eliminated permanent alimony, but what really stands out is if your ex can prove you're in a supportive relationship, even without marriage, a judge has to reduce or terminate your support. It's a problem for a number of reasons, but what really bothers me is this law encourages exes to surveil their former partners. In North Carolina, if you're the one who needs alimony and you cheated, even once, you might be disqualified from receiving spousal support. It doesn't matter if your spouse also cheated or if you gave up your career to raise the kids or any factors like that. One mistake or one affair, and you could walk away with nothing in spousal support, even after years of unpaid labor at home. South Carolina has a similar rule, but technically there's a loophole. If your spouse condoned the affair, then the bar against spousal support might not apply. In Texas, spousal support is already really hard to get. You need a long marriage plus proof that you can't meet your basic needs. But even then, if you cheated, a judge can use that to deny or reduce support. So yes, adultery matters if you're the spouse who has less money, even in a no-fault divorce. But it matters far more for the spouse who needs support to get on their feet. And in Texas, it includes cheating after separation, but even before the divorce is final, kind of like South Carolina. In Virginia, now you still have to prove that you deserve support. They assume a cheating spouse shouldn't get alimony unless they can prove denying it would be a manifest injustice. It's important to note that the burden of proof is high, though. Your ex would have to prove the adultery with clear and convincing evidence. So think texts, emails, witnesses. It becomes a courtroom battle about your personal life. And often it's less about justice and more about shame.